A gift is an unconditional good creation meant for another person. It is unconditional because otherwise it would be a trade or a transaction. It is a creation because it produces something. It is good because that something is happiness and flourishing. And it is for another person because gift giving is a distinctly human moral action. According to most religions, the ultimate gift giver is God. God gives us life without asking our permission. Life is a creation because, well, it hasn't always really been around. It is a good creation because of the happiness we feel in our daily lives. And this creation is for us to enjoy. In the Christian context, we are made in the image and likeness of God. And since God is the ultimate gift giver, the most godly thing we can do is give gifts as well. And not all gifts are physical things. Even sharing a smile with someone is productive because it creates chemicals and hormones, I suppose, that contribute to another person's happiness. The greatest gift, of course, that men and women can give to each other is new life, hence the sanctity of the sacrament of marriage. Today we spent the day in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus. First, we had Mass in a cave that was used by shepherds in the past. We then visited the Church of the Nativity, which was a wild experience. We were stuck in basically a mosh pit of pilgrims for half an hour or so before coming to the spot where Jesus was born. Consider how remarkable it is that because of the generosity of one person, the man who allowed the Holy Family to stay in his manger, the Son of God was born into the world. Now, even though God could have brought his Son into the world any way he wanted, he chose a way that depended on the generosity, the gift of another human being. And because of that innkeeper's gift, the Son of God was born. And not only was he born, but he was born in prime real estate to be visited by shepherds and wise men. Now, perhaps surprisingly, the Church of the Nativity wasn't actually where I saw Christ-like generosity the most today. That was at Bethlehem Nativity Souvenirs, the best, and I mean the best, Christian-run store in Bethlehem. Let me tell you a couple things I've learned on this trip. First of all, Christians are a shrinking minority in the Holy Land. Both sides of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict don't really care for them at the least and are hostile towards them at the most. Many Christians who were here for generations have left the Holy Land. Today they make up a fraction of Israel, so the fact that this store is run by local Christians and supports local Christians is significant. Second, many sellers at markets that you see by the road are anti-Christians pretending to be Christian. They buy cheap imitation products from China, pretend they're authentic, and sell their cheap products for so-called unbeatable prices. Bethlehem Nativity Souvenirs is the place in the Holy Land to get souvenirs, in my opinion. They have a massive selection of olive wood carvings of all price points. They've got medals with Jerusalem crosses, icons, and so much more. And they don't just call themselves Christian, they are Christian. I could see it in their eyes how grateful they were for our business. They were thrilled to see us. One of their staff actually chanted the Our Father in Aramaic when we arrived. It was a very special experience.
لا حيموت سنقونا يومنا شبقلا حاو بين الوحطوهي أي كانوا دوفحنا شباقي الحيوبي لو تعلن لسيونه إلو فصولا من بشوميتو ديلو خملكوثو حيلو تشبحثو عولم علمنا مين Thank you.
They patiently explained every product that we inquired about, and they offered us some very, very generous discounts. Now, disclaimer, I can't say that would happen to everyone. The fact that we were with Steve Ray, who has loyally supported the store for years, meant a lot to them. One way or another, because of the generosity of the store, I ended up with a very, very, very beautiful gift from them. Like, when I say I was blown away by their generosity to me, I was almost in tears. I've been in the Holy Land for a few days now, and this was the closest I came to just losing it. These are great, great people, and they serve a wonderful cause. If you're in the Holy Land, this is the place to get your souvenirs from. Again, that is Bethlehem Nativity Souvenirs. And again, I must stress the uniqueness of my situation. The reason the store was so generous to me was because of my friendship and business relationship with Steve Ray. I know I'm starting to sound like a sponsored video, but I promise you, it's not, and this goes somewhere. I walked into that store wanting to buy stuff. I came out with a burning desire to support fellow Christians throughout the world. These are people who are struggling so hard to culturally survive. They really are under attack from all sides. And yet they were so generous to me and many others on the pilgrimage. If they can show such kindness in their gifts to me, then I, as an American Catholic who isn't threatened with persecution yet, can do so much more to support my fellow Christians. It's just incredible what they did for us. On a broader note, I already mentioned at the start of this series that I'm on this pilgrimage for free. For free! And that is thanks to the generosity of Steve Ray, who decided to invite me, of all people, when a couple canceled their trip at the last minute. He didn't have to do this. And as a tour guide, Steve puts his heart and soul into everything he does. He's given us some amazing talks and presentations at holy sites throughout our journey. His excitement for the faith is contagious. He and his wife have been so kind to me and the rest of the group. Speaking of which, the people I've met here are phenomenal too. Given the weirdness of my last year, which you can learn about in the previous episodes, this has invigorated me to be a better person. As the CEO of a Catholic business, Catholics for Hire, I've always been proud to say that we've never turned down a client whose mission we believe in because of money. This whole experience makes me want to go home and triple down on that mantra. Catholics in business need to do a better job of looking out for each other. And I'm eager to be a part of that solution. If a humble olive wood shop in a hostile land can do it, then dang it, so can we spoiled American Catholics. A wise comic book character once said, "With great blessing comes great responsibility," or something like that. God's grace, which is manifest in gifts, is so contagious. Whether it be innkeepers letting a humble family in Bethlehem stay in their manger, or a store in the same area 2,000 years later giving me something I will treasure the rest of my life. You never know how your gift could change someone's life forever. See you tomorrow. God bless you.